She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand.
Gio.
That guy Gazpacho.
Forbes can take a lame gorilla, okay?
Advice, did you know that Arsenal died?
These got me buzzing.
Up the topies. It's hard to up them anyway.
I'm gonna comment on that. Anyways, we move. Nick, another piece of news regarding you is Arsenal. Another 6-0 victory. And I feel like what I got from this is, damn, that West Ham victory looks even more impressive, because 6-0 versus Sheffield, it was like, yeah, damn, this is like somewhat bullying. But knowing that they did that same thing against a West Ham side that is significantly better, it's like, shit, this Arsenal team is just, they're on a different level right now, Nick. Like, the amount of goals they're scoring is more than teams are scoring in the entire season.
Yeah, for sure. Shalom. Well, you know it's Jewish, right? We are on a rich vein of form. I said it last week. Nothing that happened today is going to change my mind about Arsenal. And I still stand by that. Nothing changes my mind about Arsenal. We're in incredible form. We're a really good side. I think we're the best team in the Premier League. Whether or not we end up winning the league, I think that comes down to mentality and honestly just how the ball bounces in certain games. One of them coming up that we'll talk about in a second. But, I mean, it was 1-0 and within 4 minutes. It was 3-0 within 15, 4-0 at 24. I mean, this game was over quick. So, incredible performances from all the boys. Once again, great to see Kai truly playing well. Declan Rice, incredible and further pushed up with Jorginho holding. Odegaard, beautiful. Jesus almost scored. Back in the fold now. Thomas Partey got some minutes. Martinelli, Saka, everyone is playing extremely well. Ben White with probably the best goal of them all. So, I mean, if Ben White is scoring worldies for you to make it 6-0, there's just not much wrong at the moment. So long may it continue, and let's see if other results go our way this weekend.
Other results could go your way. Even with all these crazy amount of goals that you guys have scored, you guys have gone from third place to third place. So it's a tough year to be Arsenal and scoring these many goals and getting this many wins and still be stuck in third place. But that is what this title race is. But that brings us to our featured game this week. It is none other than the two top teams in the league. It is Man City. It is Liverpool. Nick, this is the opportunity that if you're Arsenal, your 6-0 wins are amazing, but this could be even more amazing because this gives you the opportunity to leap them in the table. And as your two biggest rivals for that title facing off against each other, somebody's going to get hurt here, or they might both get hurt.
Yeah.
What are you expecting to see from this one? I think Liverpool are at a big disadvantage with just the health of their squad, but it's a title bout, top 6 teams, and these two teams always come up with some good games.
These two teams always come up with some good games. Man City versus Arsenal earlier was a tactical masterclass. These are two teams, because they play very similarly, these are two teams who have very distinct styles, who stick to their styles and have made for some entertaining games. Don't look now, boys. But draw this weekend, Arsenal win versus the Bees, all of a sudden we're top of the table, gentlemen. So I am as excited as could be. I think regardless, we're gonna be able to move up at least one spot. This game is a clash of heavyweight favorites, and I mean, it's two extremely talented teams. I don't know how you can pick against Man City at the moment. You said it yourself, man. Liverpool is busted. They are injured to hell. A lot of key players missing, including their main man up front and their main man in goal. So Salah and Alisson obviously going to miss out on this clash. Can Van Dijk do it himself? I really don't think so. Darwin Nunez has been doing well, but that back four is intimidating and prominent for Man City, and Rodri shielding is no joke either. So we will see. There is always entertainment here. I believe it's at Anfield. I could be wrong. I believe Liverpool is playing host. So we will see. Yep, at Anfield, we will see if that vaunted Anfield crowd shows up. There's been some debate about that in the past, especially for me. But I'm expecting just a clash. I'm expecting some great football to be played, and I am praying to the gods above for a tie. So that will be my prediction. I'm going to go Man City 1. So let's go Man City 2, Liverpool 2.
All right, goals galore there. I do think that when you're saying 2-2, that's not too far off from what it might be with Liverpool and Man City. I don't think either of them are going to be pulling their punches. They're going to be attacking,
No
and
shot.
that might help out both sides with getting either side on the attack and then countering as both these teams do so well. Obviously, Liverpool are going to be hoping for some people to return from injury for such a big clash here. But Mike, that's not the only huge swing game that we have this week. We have another one that has Champions League implications and a matchup that we've talked about in their own way for weeks and weeks now. It's Aston Villa and Tottenham Hotspur facing off against each other here. And this game, I feel like, decides who might get that final Champions League spot. I mean, we're talking about the new Champions League format and how exciting it may be. If these teams want to be a part of it, a huge part of that is winning this game right here. It is a 6-point swing. What do you think comes out of this game? Tottenham reaching for that spot? Aston Villa trying to defend it, hang on to it? Who do you think comes out on top?
This is a tough one to call. We drew some parallels between these two teams on our last episode, talked about how loose they can be, how many goals they can give up, and their distinctive styles of play with the respective managers. So it's a tough one. I like Tottenham's form currently. I think they're finding some goals, and having some of these key guys back has been huge. Madison's looked pretty good in the midfield. His output hasn't been crazy, but he's definitely more of a controlling factor than the other guys offered earlier this season. So that's a big addition. And Aston Villa should be defensively solid this game. Paul Torres had a minor injury, but he's scheduled to be back. That's a huge addition to the center back. He's better than any of their options, and paired with Ezri Konsa, most likely, that's a great back line. I think there's going to be goals on both sides. That's what I see. Tottenham just gets so exposed on the wings, and Aston Villa has the luxury of having two great attacking fullbacks, with Matty Cash on one side, Digne on the other, or Moreno, depending on who starts. So there's going to be chances there. Ollie Watkins is in fantastic form. He scored 2 goals on the weekend against Luton. He's in great form. There are shouts for him to call up in a starting spot in the national team. So I could see him definitely getting a goal. And on the other side, when you have a guy like Son, when you have Madison, and when you have Timo Werner, there could be goals going in there as well. This is going to be a barn burner. I'm taking a 3-2 scoreline in favor of Aston Villa. I think this is a game that Tottenham might go up and then just not be able to hold on to.
Yep.
Flags. 2 informed strikers in Watkins and Richarlison. If you had your pick, who would you take?
I'm taking Ollie Watkins. I think he's just been more of a consistent for a longer time. But Mike, I think if that result holds of what you're saying, a 3-2 win for Aston Villa, does that totally sink Tottenham's chances at Champions League unless Aston Villa just absolutely shit the bed?
It doesn't sink them, because we still have to keep in mind the potential 5th spot. But in terms of catching Aston Villa or passing Aston Villa, it's very damning. And Nick, thanks for bringing up Richarlison. He's been out for a few games. There's a good chance he's back as well. And I'd expect him to start up top if he's healthy and available. So another shithouser to get a goal. Him and Timo. That's electric.
Him and Timo are a shithouser's dream up top. This game certainly has a lot of implications for that Champions League spot. We'll see what happens. Mike, I think you touched on a huge point that this game is not going to be won through the center of the field. Both sides have great midfielders, great strikers. But what the biggest thing is going to be, those outside backs on both sides love to get up the field. The wingers love to get into the attack very aggressively. It's going to come down to, I think, getting exposed on those outside backs for one of these teams, and it's going to lead to a goal, 2 goals, 3 goals. With these two teams, it could be 8 goals. They are both aggressive
Let's
teams
see
in
it.
the attack, so I'd be down for a little 4-4 draw here. Just get all the action out there. But
The over.
Nick, we move to Arsenal and their big opportunity this weekend to potentially take the lead of the table. Imagine waking up on Sunday morning knowing that Arsenal are at the top of the Premier League table. Nick, they face off versus Brentford here. Brentford has not been in great form. They did just get a draw versus Chelsea. Arsenal, on the other hand, are on the form of their life. I mean, the amount of goals they are scoring is the reason why, with a win here and a draw between Liverpool and City, they would be on top because that goal differential in the past 5 games has just skyrocketed up and up and up. That goal differential is going to the moon. Nick, in this game, is this potentially a trap game? Arsenal looking at all their great form, feeling super confident, and knowing that Liverpool and Man City are playing each other, is this going to be overlooked, do you think, by the team, or are they going to keep steamrolling ahead?
No, it won't be overlooked. My answer last year would have also been no, but I would have said that more hopefully than I do this year. I say it confidently this year. I think after experiencing what they did last year, this is a much more mature side. A lot of the same pieces coming back, young pieces too, who went through their first title fight last year and came up bitterly disappointed. So I think after our game actually yesterday, Arteta said, or they asked Arteta, they said, "Does this run of games send a message to Man City and Liverpool?" And he said, no, like extremely quick, very flat. He said, no, we're focused on our business. We'll handle what we can handle. And I think that's the mentality the entire team has right now. I mean, like you said it yourself, this is the best run of form we have been in. I was 4 years old during the Invincible season. So this is the best run of form I've ever seen from this Arsenal team. And I mean, at just the amount of confidence and also just like aura coming from the team at the moment, it is something else. So I am expecting a victory here. I don't see why we can't get it. Hopefully, Evan Toney, I'm sure he's going to want to do his best against maybe his future club, but hopefully he lays a stinker in this one because he really is the only guy I think who can hurt us in any sort of way. Um, I don't know. I feel good. I feel really good. I think we're gonna get 3 points. I love that this game is on Saturday and the Liverpool City game is on Sunday. Let's put the pressure on them. Fuck this us having the pressure thing. And let's get it done, boys. That the time is now. If not now, then when? Because these opportunities do not come around all the time. I forgot to mention also in the City game, by the way. You know, City's only wins against top 6 teams this year have been the 2 wins against Man U, including 2 draws versus Chelsea. Like that is that is interesting. I don't know. It, things are starting to feel right for me. It feels like a trap, but things are starting to feel right. We're in the greatest run of form. I don't want to judge us based solely on that, but I mean this team is looking incredible. I feel confident about this weekend, and I'm feeling better by the second about the title.
Yep. And regardless of the result, Liverpool, Man City, whether it be a win, draw for either side, if Arsenal take care of business versus Brentford, they are moving up at least one spot in the table, and that gets them just ever closer to that potential title. And obviously, with games coming up against each other, these big 3 teams here at the top of the table are going to have their opportunities. It is fully in their hands. There's not going to be something that's outside of their destiny, outside of their control. Big game here, though, for Arsenal. First, Brentford, you wouldn't imagine, but just the implications from it are absolutely astronomical.